Life, for most of us, feels like a relentless current. We wake up, we carry responsibilities, we strive for our goals, and yet underneath it all, there is a quiet ache we rarely name. It appears as stress, dissatisfaction, restlessness, or a feeling of being incomplete even when things are going well. This ache is the starting point of wisdom, because it invites us to pause and look deeper. Why do we feel this way? Why do our victories feel temporary and our worries so persistent? This is not a new question. It's the question that has echoed through centuries, and from this question came a framework for seeing life with clarity, an understanding of suffering, its causes, its end, and the path that leads out of it. Before we dive into this, take a moment to subscribe to this channel so you can continue to explore ideas like these. This is more than content. It's a shared journey toward a calmer, freer way of living. The first realization is simple but radical. Suffering exists. It's not just the big moments of tragedy or loss. It's woven into the fabric of everyday life. It's the tension in our shoulders when we're anxious. It's the disappointment when things don't go as planned. It's the longing for something just out of reach. Recognizing this is not meant to make you sad. It's meant to wake you up. Because when you see something clearly, you stop being controlled by it. You stop fighting shadows. You begin to understand the terrain of your own heart. From there comes the second realization. Suffering has causes. Much of our pain comes from craving and clinging, holding on to things, people, and ideas with the hope they'll finally make us feel secure. We imagine that if we just get that job, that relationship, that recognition, everything will fall into place. And for a moment, it does. But then, the feeling slips away, and so we chase again. This cycle of desire and disappointment is exhausting, and yet it's so familiar that we rarely question it. Seeing this pattern is powerful because it gives you a choice. You can continue running on the treadmill, or you can step off and ask, what if my peace isn't out there? What if it's already here? The third realization is one of hope. If suffering has causes, it can also end. This is not a fantasy. It's a quiet promise built into the structure of life. When you loosen your grip even slightly, something shifts. You feel a little more space inside, a little more calm. You begin to taste freedom, not as an escape from life, but as a new way of living it. This is not about giving up your dreams or withdrawing from the world. It's about changing your relationship with everything, your work, your goals, your relationships. So they're no longer chains, but choices. You still care, you still try, but you're no longer owned by the outcomes. The fourth realization is the path itself, a way of living that gradually transforms your mind, your habits, and your heart. It's not a single rule or ritual, but a practice of honesty, compassion, and mindfulness. It's learning to align your actions with your values. It's practicing right speech, speaking truthfully, kindly, and with purpose. It's training your mind to be present instead of lost in worry or regret. It's cultivating wisdom, not as information, but as lived understanding. Step by step, these practices reshape you. They don't remove life's challenges, but they change your capacity to meet them. Imagine beginning your day this way. Instead of rushing from one task to another, you pause for a breath. You notice your thoughts. You see which ones are useful and which ones are just noise. You choose not to follow every impulse. You choose to act with intention. Over time, this builds a kind of inner strength that no external circumstance can take from you. Stress still arises, but it doesn't own you. People may disappoint you, but you don't collapse. Success may come, but you don't lose yourself in it. This is what it means to break the cycle of suffering. It's not a one-time breakthrough, but a daily practice of awareness and letting go. Think about your relationships. How often do we suffer because we demand others be a certain way? How often do we cling to old hurts, replaying them in our minds? The path invites you to see these habits and soften them. Forgiveness begins to feel natural. Compassion starts to replace judgment. You find that when you release your grip on others, you free yourself as well. Even in conflict, you begin to feel space. Space to respond instead of react. Space to speak without harming. Space to listen without fear. This way of living is not an escape from the world. It's an engagement with it at a deeper level. It's about being fully alive, fully awake, and fully human, without being trapped by craving, fear, or illusion. You still have goals, but you're not defined by them. You still love, but you don't lose yourself in attachment. You still face challenges, but you're no longer crushed by them. This is freedom. Not the freedom to get whatever you want, but the freedom to be at peace regardless of what happens. And here's the beauty. This path is available to anyone, right now. It doesn't require you to believe in anything. It only asks you to look honestly at your experience and experiment with letting go. Start small. Notice when you're clinging to a thought or an expectation. Take a breath. Loosen your grip. In that moment, you've already begun. Over weeks and months, this practice reshapes your nervous system, your perceptions, your choices. You become less reactive, more grounded, more alive. As you listen to these words, let them be an invitation. You are not broken. You are not doomed to repeat the same cycles forever. You can wake up, you can practice, you can transform. And with each small step, you discover a freedom that was always here, waiting under the noise of craving and fear. This is the promise of understanding suffering and walking the path beyond it. Not a distant goal, but a living practice of freedom, compassion, and peace. If this resonates with you, don't let it be just an idea. Let it be a turning point. Begin noticing. Begin breathing. Begin loosening your grip. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel to keep exploring these ideas with a community of people who, like you, are seeking a lighter, freer way to live. Together, we'll keep walking, learning and practicing until freedom is no longer a concept, but a lived reality.